Hey guys, welcome to my 2020/2021 NFL season playoff predictions. Looking at last year, if you want to check out that video, I was pretty accurate on my predictions. I had San Francisco versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and I had the Chiefs winning with Patrick Mahomes getting MVP. Also, I had Green Bay versus San Francisco in the NFC Championship game, but the only prediction that I was really wrong on, I did not expect the Titans to make it to the AFC Championship. That was just a shocking turn of events, and they just played some good football. So, without further ado, we're gonna look at the 2020/2021 predictions. We're gonna start off on the AFC side with the first game, the Ravens versus Titans. Looking at this game, I think this is a pretty even game. The Ravens lost to the Titans last year. They got really close to beating. Actually, they didn't get that close, but the Titans versus the Ravens has kind of turned out to be a good rivalry. So I think Lamar wants that win. He's lost in the playoffs 2 times in a row. But also, on the contrary, I think the Titans are pretty good. You have Ryan Tannehill, who's playing lights out right now. You have Derrick Henry, who's literally rushed for 2,000 yards. So I think this game's going to be a toss-up. But if I had to choose, I would probably go with the Titans just based on their previous success. So I'm going with Titans for the first game. Looking at the Browns versus Steelers, I would think this would probably be a close game if the Browns didn't have a lot of injured players. I'm hoping that the NFL postpones this game a week because of COVID circumstances and injuries. It's not really fair for the Browns. So I think if this game gets played within the next couple days, the score is probably going to be kind of close, but probably Steelers 28-14 or 35-18, something like that. Maybe a 2-touchdown, 3-touchdown difference. I feel bad for the Browns. It's unfortunate because they haven't been in the playoffs in a while, but I think Steelers take this game. Now, this is where I'm going to disagree with a lot of people. I think the Bills are a really hot team, but I think they're going to be shocked. I think it's going to be a shocking game when the Colts beat the Bills. Everyone I've talked to have the Bills beating the Colts, but I think the Colts are a really good team. Philip Rivers, he's kind of an on and off player. If he plays really well, they should win that game, or it should be pretty close. Sometimes he's kind of rusty because of his old age. So I think, though, that this is going to be an upset, so I'm just going Colts, even though the Bills have been probably the first or second hottest team in the league in the last 5 games. Probably the only team that I would say is hotter right now is the Green Bay Packers. So I'm going with Colts. Going to the NFC side, I find it hilarious that the football team made the playoffs with such a bad record and not really having a team logo or jerseys. I kind of felt bad for the football team too, because that organization, if they had a name other than the Redskins, they probably could have sold a lot of jerseys, really brought their brand name up again if they changed the name. Just having a W and having them called the football team, it doesn't look that good since they're in the playoffs. So I think that's a big mistake on that organization. I'm happy that they're in it. It's hilarious. But the Buccaneers are just such a good team. They're really an on and off again team, so I could see a possible upset, but I'm going with Buccaneers because you have Tom Brady, you have Godwin, you have Antonio Brown, you have Gronkowski, you have all these good players. Even though they're such an on and off again boom or bust team, I think Brady just takes it with ease. I don't think it'll be that close of a game. So I'm guessing this will be probably 35-17, possibly kind of close, but I think the Buccaneers easily get this game. So looking at the Rams versus Seahawks, I like both of these teams. We gotta see Jared Goff's condition. The Seahawks, their whole season, every season, they always play every game. It's always like a 5-point game, 6-point game until the last minute, and they always pull it off. So that's the only reason why I'm picking the Seahawks. Not because the Rams are not good. It's just he's such a clutch player, Russell Wilson, and he always seems to pull it off. So I see a last-minute drive, maybe with 2 to 3 minutes left, and the Rams get the W. So as you probably know, I'm from Chicago. I'm a Bears fan. I think the Saints would take this, but I'm just not going to bet against my team. That's one reason why I'm picking the Bears. They haven't really shown that they're a good playoff team. They're 8-8. Sure, they've won their last 3 out of their 4 games, but I can't pick against my own team, and the Saints, they always seem to choke year by year, so I don't feel comfortable picking the Bears, but I just like how the Saints always choke every year, so I'm going with the Bears. So moving on, we're going to go to the divisional rounds. We're going to start off on the AFC again. We have the Titans versus the Steelers. This game's kind of a toss-up. I think the Steelers pull it off, though. Sure, the Steelers, they started off really well. People thought they were a Super Bowl team, and then in the last 6 or 7 games, they've looked really bad. But I think the Steelers step it up. I think they're arguably one of the best teams in the league, maybe behind the Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers when they get hot. They still have a really strong defense. The main problem with the Steelers is they need to improve their offense. Roethlisberger has been looking really slow out there. He hasn't been throwing the ball well. So I think this team's going to be a really boom or bust team, but I'm having the Steelers beat the Titans and make it to the AFC Championship. Next, we're going to look at the Colts versus Chiefs. I think this game is probably going to be not really close. I think the Chiefs easily win it, unless they underestimate the Colts, but my guess is the Colts and Philip Rivers. He has one of the best games of his life against the Bills, and then once he reaches the Chiefs, he's kind of rusty and he's not able to keep it up. So I'm going with the Chiefs to win this with ease. Looking at the other side, we have Buccaneers versus Seahawks. This is a tough one again because, like I said, the Seahawks and Russell Wilson, they always keep the game really close with it between 5 to 7 points. But I'm a big Brady fan. I think it would be so cool if he made it to the NFC Championship. He has a lot of weapons. It just matters how hard is he going to play. Is he going to throw the ball well? Is his offense going to be ready to play? Is his defense going to be playing well? I think they're such a boomer bust team, but I think they win it and make it to the NFC Championship. Next, we're looking at the Bears versus Packers. I'm sorry. I really wish the Bears didn't have to play the Packers. That's why when they're playing New Orleans, it kind of sucks because even if they win, they have to play the Packers. And the Packers, in my opinion, are the best team in the league right now. The Bears always lose to the Packers. So this is a really easy pick for me. I think the Bears beat the Saints. Hopefully, they might not, but I'm going with Packers. So now we're going to go to the conference games. We have Steelers versus Chiefs and Buccaneers versus Packers. I'm going to start off with the NFC, Buccaneers versus Packers. When we saw this game last, the Buccaneers blew out the Packers, but I think it's a different story. You have 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Well, Brady is, of course, better in my opinion, but Aaron Rodgers is on a roll. He's going to win MVP this season, most likely. This is a tough pick. I really don't know which team's going to win between the Buccaneers and Packers. But I do think that whichever team wins this game is going to win the Super Bowl. I think the Super Bowl winner is going to either be the Buccaneers or Packers. So I'm siding with the Packers just because they've been on fire and the Buccaneers are such a boomer bust team. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Buccaneers win, but we'll see. I don't know what to say. It's going to be a very close game, but I'm going with Packers. Next, you guys are going to be shocked by this, but in the Steelers versus Chiefs game, I'm going with the Steelers. I think the Chiefs, their record doesn't show how they're actually playing. They're not as good as last year, of course, and their last 8 games, they've only won by 2 or 3 points every game. I think people are overestimating the Chiefs. They think they're this great team, but when you actually look at their games, sure, they have a great record, but they're only winning each game by 2 points. So I'm going with Steelers to clutch this out and shock the world, shock the NFL world. So this is the Super Bowl, guys. It's a repeat. We've seen this before. We have Steelers versus Packers. And I think the same thing happens. I think Packers win it. The Packers have been, in the last 7 weeks, in my opinion, the best team in the league. They're just destroying teams. They are good with the clock. They're good throwing. You have Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. Davante Adams is arguably the best wide receiver in the league. You have Aaron Rodgers, arguably the best quarterback in the league besides Patrick Mahomes. Ben Roethlisberger, he's good, but I just don't think he'll be able to compete with Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. The Packers were really good last year, but they came just short of making it to the Super Bowl. I think this year they clutch out, make it to the Super Bowl. And I don't like making this pick because I'm a Bears fan. I despise the Packers, but I'm just making my best educated guess of what's going to happen. So I'm picking the Packers to beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl. Thanks guys for watching the video. Hopefully my predictions are right, and I'll see everyone soon. So just let me know in the comments if you want any other videos, and thanks for watching.